we're going to start now talking about workers' compensation, and we're going to start talking about workers' compensation premium negotiating tips. The first section here is pretty straightforward. Most any good broker can explain to their client how workers' compensation pricing works. But we're going to start with this base and then move on to other issues. And we have heard some confusing things in this arena at times from clients. They've been either misled or they're just confused. So we thought we'd go ahead and do a brief little video, kind of an overview on rates. And these are rates for guaranteed cost programs, guaranteed cost or fixed cost programs, which are the most common programs, of course, where basically the client pays the premium and the insurance company pays the losses. No matter what the losses are, the client's premium is set based on the rates that are arrived at the outset of the policy. So losses can't impact the premium the client pays. Guaranteed cost is what it's called in the industry. So what really matters is net rates, the final net rate, which is the rate after applying all factors. And this is where clients are sometimes confused. They're sometimes confused because insurance companies will post different rates, and it makes it difficult for the client to figure out what the net rate is, which is, of course, what they care about. What is the rate when I multiply my payroll times the rate will tell me what the premium will be, net rate. So we'll start with what is called pure premium rate. Pure premium rate is basically the rate for the entire state of California that when you compile all of the historical losses for a particular class code, it will tell you what the rate you need just to cover losses for the state for all businesses that have employees in that class code. So if you take, for example, the clerical class code, historically all the insurance companies will report all of their losses in that class code, and the Workers' Compensation Rating Bureau in Sacramento will come up with a pure premium rate, or their projection of the amount of the rate needed when multiplied times all payroll in the state to arrive at the amount needed to pay losses in that class code. But that's all it's for. And it's aggregated. It's not specific to an individual client, but it's a starting point. We move on to the manual premium, which is pure premium times a factor for insurance company expenses. That's manual premium. So the manual premium will now add on insurance company overhead. It will add on commissions paid to brokers. It'll add on taxes and bureau charges. And so it's typically a factor of about a third of the total rate, a third of the premium. So we have pure premium at about 2/3 of the rate inside the manual premium rate. And the manual premium rate will now include the insurance company expenses. Manual premium rate is then multiplied times three things. It's multiplied times premium discount, it's multiplied times schedule credits, and an experience modification if applicable. So the premium discount is a factor that reflects the fact that it is more efficient for an insurance company to work on a large account than it is on a smaller account. If you have obviously 10 accounts paying $10,000 and an insurance company has to administrate those accounts, that is less efficient than one account paying $100,000. So there's a premium discount factor that is applied that reflects the fact that there is efficiency as you write larger accounts. Typically the premium discount is about 10%. It varies by insurance company, but typically it's about 10%, and it doesn't apply to the first $10,000 of premium. But this is a fixed amount. We've sometimes heard clients were told by their broker that the broker did a great job and negotiated a premium discount. This is automatic. They're filed with the state of California and they have to be automatically applied by the insurance company. There is no negotiation to include them, to drive them up or down. It just is what it is. And again, it's about 10% typically. Schedule credits, where the rubber meets the road. So schedule credits are credits that the underwriter will use to drive the rates up or down depending on how they see the merits of the particular business. If they think the business is a good risk, obviously they applied more credits. If it's not so good a risk, they might apply debits. And these can vary from plus or minus 50%. For most insurance companies, not all. Some are limited to plus or minus 25%. But for most insurance companies, they have up to 50% schedule credits available. They don't always use 50%. But in the marketplace today in 2011, you often see credits that might range up to 30 or 40%. So This is where the rubber meets the road. We'll talk more about scheduled credits in the next section. But now, after you apply the scheduled credits and the premium discount times the manual rate, and apply that times the experience modification, you end up with a net rate, which is what matters, of course. That's the rate per class code that you multiply times the payroll in that class code to determine what the final premium is for your account. So that's how it works.